Welcome to Urban Legends, the hit internet podcast about urban legends and other similar topics. Yes, it's series 8. It's late rather than never. I'm not going to say better yet because we haven't recorded it. I am your host, Chris Flynn, and with me, as always, is my favorite little cherub, Mr.
Neil Herbert.
Oh, Neil, you seem to be having camera issues. What's happening, Neil? Could
Don't
you?
worry, Chris. This isn't a bit at all.
It's not.
No, I'm having
Oh.
issues with my camera. We'll get it sorted out.
Oh, I do hope you do, Neil, because this is going disastrously.
Well, it's all right. It's a podcast, isn't it? So it doesn't really matter whether. Oh no, wait. We're going to
Oh,
be
wait.
for this series. We're pivoting to video, aren't we? I believe, Chris.
We are pivoting to video, yeah, because we thought,
And doing that one after doing a podcast 15 years too late. We thought we'd pivot to video about 20 years too late.
that's right, we're going for the wax cylinder market next. No worries.
Yes. Don't worry about it. Get that cornered up.
Yes. So those who have been with us a while, who are listening through the normal podcasting apps, we are now putting these out on YouTube as well. Primarily the reason being that I put one out on YouTube and we got about 500 times the views that we do on Spotify. So we're doing that. So if you didn't find our voices off-putting enough, then you are welcome to look at our faces to really hammer home that impression that you had. So Neil, how are you getting on with the camera, Neil? I'm getting nervous here. I'm getting itchy.
Well,
Oh,
talking
there
of
he
which, this is
is.
where the listeners find out I'm
Pew, pew,
actually
pew.
an anthropomorphic panda.
That's true. The person that was in.
Possibly an AI construct created by yourself, Chris. And this is all just in your own head.
I'm pretty sure you're my Tyler Durden.
Yeah.
Lovely panda.
This is always only going to end one way.
Are we fighting in that tube station later? I hope
Yeah,
so.
okay. There's an absolute square go going on.
Oh, lovely. On the cobbles?
Yeah.
Yeah, third rail tracks. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Um,
Adds a frisson of excitement to the whole thing.
well, I mean, I'm excited because I didn't quite know what you're going to do. So, Neil, how have you been during your time off? It's been a couple of months. It's been about our
Yeah,
longest break.
I think we were a little bit running on fumes at the end of the last series, weren't we?
Yeah.
So we were getting them all out, but yeah, we needed a bit of a break. So yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, it's been it was turned into a longer period than we'd originally thought. I think we kept going, we'll get back. But yeah,
Mm.
we got back in the end. But yeah, no, it's been good to yeah, I think we've both had stuff going on in personal lives and it's been a bit stressful at work and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah. You can't
Um,
can't really be too kind of emotionally real when you're an anthropomorphic panda bear, but hey ho.
to be honest, this
You have
is
troubles as
this
well.
is the this is the widest range of emotion I've ever seen you express. To be honest, Neil.
Yeah, no, in all fairness.
I don't. It's like I feel like we're finally connecting for once. So Neil, there's been people will know about us that we are political operators as well as
Oh, heavy hitters.
anti comedians.
Yeah, write a couple of little Robert Walpoles.
Yeah, a couple of Walpoles, a couple of Richard Littlejohns, you might say,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Um,
Probably
so
close to the mark, in fairness.
so right, I'm going to go through. I don't basically. There's a lot going on, and I think that this series, and I think you agree, Neil, we're going to avoid too much of reality
Yeah,
because
it's just a bit
frankly,
depressing, isn't it, really?
yeah, it's a bit of a portal into terror.
Let's try and be positive.
So we're going to try and be positive, but I will because it's expected. I'm just going to do a little segment called Big News. I'm just going to
Okay.
go through three bits of big news. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Big news. Putin shoots Pope. Big news. Australia invades Nigeria. Big news. Amazon buy controlling stake in Buddhism. So those are the three main things that have happened since we've been away.
Yeah, all perfectly realistic,
I mean,
in
like,
fairness.
which one? Which are you coming back? Are you coming back? There he
There we go.
is.
Oh, there he is.
Ah,
There's
there he
the real
is.
person.
Oh, there he is. Even less realistic.
Yes. It's like, hang on a minute.
Oh, this is weird.
Something's gone wrong with the algorithm. What's all
Oh God,
this?
this is very much in the uncanny
Very
valley now.
uncomfortable.
Really
Yeah, no.
sorry, everyone. That this is terrifying.
Sorry, there's a glitch in the matrix.
Um, so Neil, what I would say as well about politics at the moment, and it's purely to set myself up for a joke, so don't worry,
Yeah, fair enough.
is because basically the world's going to tilt towards China, and there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems in China. Um, And they've got that social credit score thing as well, haven't they? Which is like,
Oh
whoa.
yeah,
But I'll be honest with you, Neil, as an Englishman, I personally am down with getting a better mortgage rate than the cunt who cuts it in front of me in a queue.
yeah, fair enough. Problem is start engineering it though, Chris. You know, everyone going to start,
Doing what, like just
cheating, just
being really
claiming that
nice, just being
so
really
and so.
nice to people to get their score down and stuff. Oh,
Well, no,
terrible.
we deal with it just by being really passive aggressive in England, don't we? Just sort of
Yeah,
muttering them.
but if you had the social score now for a British person playing by the rules and that kind of stuff, just standing in line, muttering under your breath, that'd be all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I do remember back when I worked in not public service, you know what I mean? We worked in a customer facing role, shall we say?
Yeah,
Um,
shall we say?
yeah,
Are we talking about Niall Sherbet here?
never mind about
Niall
that.
Sherbet,
But yeah, no, people wouldn't
Neil's
fill out
Irish stripper
complaint
name.
forms.
Hmm?
People wouldn't fill out complaint forms. Well, you'd say to
Complaint
people
forms.
like, oh, they'd love to moan about stuff.
Hmm.
And then when you're like, well, actually, if you do an official complaint, will carry some clout.
There was a bloke.
Nobody wants to do that. And I was like, I'll fill out for you. You just got to sign it.
I
You know?
went to Tesco's earlier to get some Becky because I'm old fashioned and like a pirate sailor,
Yeah,
something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
And
What, a rum and a
not
sou'wester as well?
sadly not for me anymore.
No, fair dues.
Um, but there was a guy in front of me in the queue, and he was sort of having a go at the people at the till and stuff.
No, I really don't like that.
Basically, he had like a lottery ticket stub.
Hmm.
He wanted to check his numbers, and they said to him, "Well, what lottery was it?" And he went
Yeah,
Saturdays, and they went, "Well, there's more than one on
yeah,
Saturday."
yeah,
And he was turning around to me, going, "Huh, three of them, they can't even do it." And I was like, "Mate, there's three on a Saturday. I can look it up on my phone for you now." Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're not in the right. And if you think I'm going to side, he was also like a boomer as well, so I already hated him. So if he thought I was going to side with him over the people on minimum wage trying to deal with him not having the information to give to them so they could.
No, yeah,
Ah, it's horrible, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't agree with age discrimination either. But
It's not age discrimination.
well, yeah, you don't know. Anyway, not everyone's the same just because they're the same age. But
No, they're not. But there's
anyway, we can
we
carry
can.
on.
Well, all I would say, Neil, I absolutely agree with you. Have a little look at the world.
Well, yeah, but it ain't get any better, is it? Anyway,
Well, not until there's changing of the guards.
anyway.
Anyway, anyway,
So for we weren't going to get into politics. Got quite a lot into politics there.
not
So
really. I had a go at an old angry man at a Tesco's. I don't think that's particularly political, is it?
you've divided our nation by cohort, which is exactly what the overlords want.
I think they did
Playing
that.
into this
I think
game
I
of
think
division.
Neil, to be fair, I think they did that by pulling away all of the advantages that they had, which got them into a nice, comfortable life via the ballot box, so that no one else could have it afterwards. I think they probably divided it, not me.
Anyway, right.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, Neil.
Have we got something?
Fucking off to Spain. Doesn't matter.
Fair enough. Are we doing a fun bit?
Yes.
What do we
What?
got? So for episode 1,
Right.
series 8,
Yes. So I have decided to
I
go
believe.
with a really silly one today, which is obviously not that it's not in the is it isn't it category, but it certainly fits in with our thing. And I'll tell you why I did as well once I've
It's
told you what it is.
it's been rumored, I believe, if I'm correct about what you're going to say. But go on, no, go
So
for it.
we are going to be looking at infamous Weekly World News character Batboy.
Yeah, but I believe it's been sort of it's been speculated.
Taken on by QAnon, has it?
Probably, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, stupid as shit's been fucking believed, hasn't it? Let's put it that way.
So the reason why I thought that why I'm justifying this is I remember seeing a
It's not the
weekly.
most ludicrous either, I don't think. Anyway, so go on.
No, not at all. I remember seeing a Weekly World News when I was a kid, maybe in the early 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw it in like a newsagent with the bat. I saw Batboy on it,
Mm.
and I didn't realize it was like what it was. I didn't realize it was like the Onion or whatever. I was just a kid, and I was like, "Fucking, hell, what's going on?" And it scared me quite a lot.
Now I didn't know this about Weekly World News. I know it's like the equivalent. I thought it was like the equivalent of the Sunday Sport or something, like a
Yeah.
really trashy tabloid that didn't care about facts particularly. Like they'd always used to run things about a bus being found on the moon and shit like
Yeah.
that. But was supposedly a legitimate newspaper.
Yeah.
Because it was not. Was it a satirical thing? I
Yeah.
don't even
It
know if it
kind
still
of.
runs.
No, it doesn't anymore. But yeah, it was satirical because you had like
I mean, I know they weren't taking the
national
headlines
like
seriously. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, but you had like these sort of National Enquirer and stuff like that, which were kind of supermarket tabloids,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they would often like push this truth, and so someone just went, "Fuck it, let's just do one that's all made up
All
and
made up. No,
do it
fair
as
enough.
stupid as we want."
I mean, because I remember seeing that as well, which is weird because it's obviously it seems like quite an American thing, but I do. It must have been on the tills in the UK at some point
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it
because
was
I
in the
remember seeing
newsagents.
Batboy as well. Yeah, well, that was
Yeah,
back in those glory days when they used to have loads of magazines and things.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
That
talking.
and the you'd always get the thing as well. It was like, oh, build the Mary Rose or whatever in
Yeah,
like
yeah. Well,
199 issues.
yeah, the first one's
First one
night.
only 199.
Yeah.
Subsequent ones are £20. If you think for 1 second you're going to end up with completing the run, you're having a laugh. And
I
you'll end
remember.
up you calculate it, and you end up spending about like 10 grand on making a little model
Yeah,
ship or something.
yeah, but it's not about that, Neil, is it? It's about the journey.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Do you know what? Something
And you
some
learn all
things
the
are worth
lovely facts about like medieval
something.
navy or whatever.
What price knowledge, Neil?
That's true. Well, one
What
ninety
what
nine,
what price? What price?
one
That
ninety nine, and subsequent issues 15.95.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that price.
Reasonable price.
Yeah.
What price? The joy in a child's eyes when you sit there and build the Mary Rose with them, Neil.
Mm.
It's almost too delicious.
And then crush their
Um,
dreams from half, a
yeah, and
tenth of the way through it.
then you stamp on it and go, "Welcome
Yeah,
to
it
life,
wasn't
son."
profitable. Yeah. Welcome to the real world.
Welcome to the real world. Right, go out and get paper
Right.
rounds.
Innocence over.
It's
Experience.
over.
Yeah.
You're 7 now. You should be working. Um,
Down
oh,
Carmine, up
that's.
chimney, your choice.
I know we're not talking politics, but that's an interesting thing, which is on the potential statute books in Florida now, is that they're trying to remove a lot of the child labour laws because they don't have anyone to do the work.
Oh, when I was I think I saw a program about this the other day.
Me old bamboo, never had a
Well,
bundle,
no,
me old
because
bamboo.
apparently with a lot of the because there's a real drive to get rid of any kind of illegal immigration or whatever.
Hmm. Or
But
legal.
or legal, yeah, to be honest. But no, but a lot of the farm work, a bit like in
Yeah,
the
of
UK,
course.
is
Yeah,
done
it's
by
all.
people because the natives don't want to do
Yeah.
it. And it's too much like hard work anyway. It's like so you've got the skills as it were. But yeah, so it's usually makes people yeah, no, apparently this is where they were when all the like the 30s and stuff, when all of the labour laws come in, a
Mhm.
lot of them were deliberately excluded for rural labourers who were picking crops and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And so you can pick from as young as 12 for like 12 hours a day, something ridiculous like that.
that's all right, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
That's good now.
Yeah, keeps
Get
them
bit.
busy, isn't it?
So what you got? You got
The
12
little
hours.
fingers winkling out those
Well,
codes.
it won't be little for long. They'll be
Yeah.
what you've
With
got, what
arthritis.
you're going to have is a lot of children with big sausage fingers like Prince Charles, terrifying children wandering through the fields, going, "Help me, my hands are too big,"
Yeah,
like
that
that.
won't be because of royal inbreeding either.
Not in, yeah, or the chemicals.
Not that our lovely royal family are inbred. Obviously not.
Well, I thought you said
Got a little.
rural inbreeding, not royal.
No, no, no. Yeah, well,
Either
six.
works.
Well, yeah.
Either works. Um, yeah, so that's a bit of fun. But anyway, right, let's have a little at Batboy.
Yes. Why not? Eh?
That's a Brighton turn of
It's a
phrase.
it's
You wouldn't know it.
Ute slang. You wouldn't know it, listeners. You're all too
Yes, you
old.
would. You know,
We're a lot more with the current.
as you can see, Neil and I have both slightly shaved and both slightly cut our hair, so we're looking particularly youthful, aren't we?
Skibidi toilet. That's fun, isn't it? Is that a meme, as the kids call it?
Yeah, it's proper
Skibidi
skibs.
dibbidi.
Just skibbity do.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to start off with a little article
It's just a bit of low key slang here and there.
I'm going to start off with an article on Wikipedia just to go through it.
Yeah.
And then once I've done that, to be honest, I'm going to suggest just reading some of the articles because they are quite funny.
Just from the Weekly World News.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? Go straight to the source.
And so I've just also I'm going to say this, just like we're very open with people. I'm just going to say this to you on air because I just noticed myself doing it. Last time when we did the other video and we had a look, we didn't know we were recording it.
No, no.
We won't put it out. But I noticed that both of us touch our noses quite a lot, almost like a nervous tick. So I'm going to try and stop doing that.
Yeah, good you did that. There's going to be a lot of face. There we go. See. Oh my God, I'm going to have to scratch that now. Okay.
Right, it's fine now.
Right.
So, would you like me to?
Fortunately, I have tissues, so
have you?
There we go.
What's getting
Can't
excited?
pass them over. There you go.
Oh, very nice. That's one for the old
surreptitious face touchery.
one for the old nose stands out there.
Oh, so, I do you know what? I really didn't imagine what the possibilities would be of going to video, Chris. Just
it's not great.
This must be compelling listening as well for the listeners. Yes, I have tissues.
Look, so essentially, what we're going to do
is the kind of material we're breaking.
We're apologising to both people who are watching this through visual medium and the people who are listening to it because
we somehow managed to make it even more mediocre for two different.
We are managing to serve neither master.
Yeah.
So
I think we've officially bitten off more than we can chew. Anyway, let's crack on.
Hey,
regardless.
Well, do you know what? I'm gonna put in my honeyed reading voice, and that's gonna calm everything down.
Yes.
Batboy is a fictional character who made numerous appearances in the American supermarket tabloid Weekly World News. Beginning with the front page story in 1992, the character became a pop culture icon. In 1997, the story of Batboy was turned into an off-Broadway musical, Batboy, the musical. So we're going to have to look into that. So he also goes by Batchild.
Yeah, fair enough.
Male.
Bat Youngin?
No.
Is that Bat male or just male? Is that Bat male or just male?
Male. So it's what? Do you mean male for a bat or because it's half
no?
Bat,
Just
half
that's
human.
A weird.
Half bat, half human, isn't it?
Yeah.
From someone having sex with a bat, presumably. And it was created by
experiment gone awry.
Created by a man called Dick Culper, which sounds like something that Russell Brand would say to excuse his terrible behaviour. Dick Culper. So, Weekly World News is a tabloid newspaper that publishes patently fabricated stories which were purported to be factual. Within the pages of the paper, Batboy is described as a creature who is half human, half bat. His pursuers, according to the Weekly World News, are scientists and the United States government officials. He is frequently
Men in Black are after him.
He is frequently captured, then later makes daring escapes. he's mad.
I didn't know he had a backstory. I just assumed it'd be like, oh, there's been another sighting, because
no. Like it goes, yeah.
There's a whole like mythology, is there? That's good because I
he ends up in he. The mythology includes him finding Saddam in Iraq.
He turned out to be a hero.
Yeah, and then the US Army apparently start to try and make it a core of entire Batboys. It's basically all the stuff we joke about, but they've just done it.
Fair enough.
Before us.
Way before. Yeah.
Okay, half human government. He's frequently captured and later makes daring escapes. The original scientist who found him was named Dr. Ron Dillon. Another character, Matthew Demon, SOS, Seeker of Obscure Supernaturals, crossed paths with him in several stories. Batboy was created by former Weekly World News editor Dick Culper. Oh, Dick Culper. Writer Bob Lind, and was assigned to the story 6 weeks later. He debuted as a cover story on June 23, 1992. The original front page photo of Batboy showing his grotesque screaming face was the second best-selling issue in the tabloid's history.
They certainly found a...
Well, if we both remember it.
An icon. Well, exactly, yeah. No, it did stick out.
And his story has since evolved he has since evolved into a pop culture icon, apparently. And he later became the tabloid's de facto mascot of sorts. So basically they've just got some
that's the high level kind of.
They've got some unpopular cultures which I'll go through quickly.
Yeah.
Which was The Adventures of Batboy, a cartoon. Cartoonist Peter Baggy originally penned The Adventures of Batboy for the Weekly World News. According to the cartoon, Batboy is currently hitchhiking with a typical American family after resigning from being president of the United States and king.
Oh, which number was it? So the Weekly
He
World News has still got a website. It looks like.
um, and he has placed Weekly World News columnist Ed Anger under arrest and is saying goodbye to Beyonce and a half Sasquatch, of whom he was romantically involved. And Dr. Ron and
With
Dr.
Beyonce
Ron,
or the Sasquatch or both?
both a throuple. Neil, if they're happy, I'm happy. Do you know what
Hey,
I mean?
it's not for me to
So
judge.
in the strip, Batboy joins the death metal thrash band as their lead singer. And cartoon, right, that'll do for that. And there was an off-Broadway musical in 1997, and they did it in London's West End as well. And I
Mm.
saw something that Netflix are potentially looking at doing a series about it, or were last year, about Batboy. So could be something new coming up.
You can never tell with Netflix, can you?
No.
It's like when
So
Amazon invest a billion in Lord of the Rings, or whatever, and nobody bothers watching it because it's boring.
it was really boring.
I didn't bother
Really boring.
watching it.
I
Yeah.
got to the I got to the third episode and I was like, why am I watching it?
Well, when they're like, oh, it's all based on the sort of stuff in between, it's like, oh, okay. So it's not even the
Brilliant.
interesting bits, it's just all the filler.
You
Yeah.
know those two really big adventures. Have you ever thought what happened when people were just sitting around at home?
Yeah. Or if they did that
Um,
the other way, yeah, it was just like hobbits chilling out, smoking pipe weed or whatever. That might be.
so I'm
No,
going to
probably not.
read you now the first ever Batboy article now. So, creature has huge eyes that can see in the dark. Batboy found first photo. And big ears that work like radar in West Virginian cave.
Oh, I
So,
thought so. I thought he was like in a subway. This is my whole memory of this is he was in like the New York subways or whatever. Okay, so Virginian cave.
yeah, just found a cave. Scientists claim to have found an astonishing Batboy in a West Virginia cave. The strange creature has enormous amber eyes that enable him to see in the dark and oversized ears that work like radar. Even stranger, Dr. Ron Dillon says the boy communicates with high-pitched squeaks and squeals and refuses to eat anything but flying insects that he catches himself. That's good.
Self sufficient. That's what we like.
Self-sufficient. That's it. Rugged individualism.
Mm.
That's what we're all told. I hardly know what to make of it, said the zoologist. The boy appears to be human, but he's unlike any human I've ever seen. His eyes are twice as big as they should be, and his ears are like satellite dishes. The boy clearly belongs to a race of people who live miles beneath the Earth's surface. And it's my guess that they evolved bat-like creatures and abilities to ensure their survival in total darkness. So far, so good. There's no telling how many of these creatures are down there. This particular boy was all alone, but he's almost certainly strayed from a much larger tribe or pack. Oh, tribe.
Mm.
Dylan and 7 colleagues found the so-called Batboy during a study of a subterranean life in a previously uncharted cave east of the Seneca Rocks in the Shenandoah Mountains. The scientists said he and his team were approximately 2 miles underground when they heard the 2 foot, 19-pound creature squealing frantically in an apparent plea for help.
Mm.
We turned our lights in the direction of the cries and we found the boy with a bare foot wedged in the crack between 2 rocks, said the expert. To tell you the truth, I thought I was seeing things. The last thing I expected to find at these great depths was another human being, much less one that looks like he came from outer space. Dylan said he freed the boy's foot and lifted him up for a close look. As you do, don't you?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Pop them up. Pop them up nice and close to the eyes so you can get the detail. The child appeared to be stunned at first, then lashed out like an animal caught in a trap.
Ooh.
Ooh. I couldn't believe how strong he was, continued the expert. He scratched and clawed and fought like crazy. We finally subdued him with a tranquilizer injection. when we brought him to the surface and took him to a private hospital for testing and observations. Since that time, we have learned a great deal about him. But we still have more questions than answers, so often away.
Oh yeah.
Dylan said that the Batboy appears to be 3 or 4 years old and adapted to life in captivity quicker than expected. Feeding was the problem at first, but the boy has been eating well and has actually gained weight since the science stopped giving him human foods and began to flood his room with bugs.
Nice.
We get them from laboratory. Scusi. We get them from laboratories involved in insect research and release them into the room by the millions, said Dylan. Like a bat, the boy cannot tolerate bright light, but he still manages to consume his own weight in bugs every single day by locating their positions with his radar-like ears and catching them in his mouth and hands. Needless to say, he's extremely active. When it's time to feed, he moves like lightning. It's the most astonishing thing I've ever seen. Dylan refused to pinpoint the location of the cave where the boy was found, or say where the child is being held. He did say that he is. Yeah, exactly. I'd be you and me would be straight down there, wouldn't we?
Absolutely.
With our propositions, like like those women who fall in love with murderers on death row. That'd be us with Batboy, wouldn't it?
I think we could make him even more of a star.
Oh, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
More of a King Kong sort of scenario in my head.
More of a King Kong scenario in your
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
Batboy being the woman and you being Kong.
No, well, I suppose no, just thinking it's more of a kind of like you could show, it could be something you could exploit to.
Oh, nice. Well, like getting down the freak show or something.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to use those terms, but
why not, Neil?
Yeah.
Why not?
Actually, yeah, we are.
Woke's dead. Getting down the freak show.
Bring back the freak shows.
Bring back the freak shows. Yeah.
Bring back Bedlam.
Bring back Bedlam. Yeah.
Earn their own money. Pay a fiver to see him weeping in straw or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how we are. It's our new mental health regime.
Yeah. Oh, look at.
Or can't afford it at the council,
dear.
or just not thinking that really enough.
Okay. Okay. Oh, here's my £5. Where are the freaks? Oh, look at that one. He's banging his head against the wall, crying. Ha 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 ha.
Only it's down a long corridor, and then there's a mirror, and it's like, yeah, who is the freak?
Who's the real freak?
Yeah.
And Rick James comes up and pats him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Ow.
Sure, that's never been done before.
What? Rick James tricking people into self-reflection by creating a freak show. I don't know. Rick James might have done it.
He might have done, yeah.
Sounds like something Parliament might have done.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more of a Bootsy thing.
Yeah, who knows?
So, we don't know where he is. He did say that he planned a second expedition in the hope of proving that the boy belongs to a subterranean civilization that exists miles beneath our feet. This strange little boy may well lead us to a world within a world, said the expert. No matter what happens, he's going to change the way we think about mankind and evolution forever.
Well, this is good, and it'd be quite nice, isn't it? There's some new planet in the center of the Earth, not planet, but you know what I mean? Like, was that an Arthur Conan Doyle story where they find like a load of people living in the center of the Earth? Yeah,
Jules Verne, wasn't it?
Jules Verne, yeah, it could have been one of the.
Did you say Arthur Conan Doyle?
He did write one that was similar to that. It was like The Lost World or something, where they'll go and there's a load of dinosaurs.
Jurassic Park, The Lost World.
Kind. Wasn't Jurassic Park. No, there was one he did.
They made loads of money off that, didn't they? The estate of Sherlock Holmes.
Well, there you go. I didn't know.
Well, that's it. There's weird conspiracy theories about there being a big secret hole in the Antarctic, I think, or the Arctic, both poles maybe, and there's a hollow Earth inside, and for whatever reason, NASA covers it up or whatever.
Yeah, just
there's a whole hollow Earth thing.
How can it be hollow when it's flat?
No,
that's my question.
Neil,
just asking questions.
I'm a complicated person. I can hold two opinions in my head at once. It's both flat and hollow.
So there's a lot of these stories, and I've posted one in the chat, Chris. So
Ooh,
I think this is my favourite out of the ones I've seen. Shall I?
okay. Yeah, you crack on. There we go.
Bat Boy goes caroling.
Me.
Good tidings we bring from the mutant king. And he got a picture of Bat Boy. He's so quiet around. He's got a candle. He's screaming as is his wont. He's got a little
Yeah.
Santa hat on.
Well,
Adorable.
it's singing.
Yeah. So he's singing his heart out for everyone in the WWN universe. I love them made a whole thing out of this. I had no idea that this was going to.
Batboy bites Queen Elizabeth at Royal Christmas Party.
Yeah, we're getting down to that. So Batboy, who's still getting over his loss in the 2020 election, was back in West Virginia today. He came back from a 3-week trip to Great Britain. He met with leaders of Parliament, and this past Sunday he was invited to a private Christmas party with the Queen. Unfortunately, they served a popular British dish called Bubble and Squeak, and it didn't agree with Batboy. He didn't like his bubble. Fair enough. It's a bit. It made his stomach upset. When the stomach gets upset, well, he gets upset. There was an incident, and you got a picture of the Queen and him screaming. And Batboy bites Queen Elizabeth. A bad reaction to the royal bubble.
Nil. You got any proof it didn't happen?
No. Oh, it might well have done. I mean, dear old Liz, she's looking as miserable as ever here.
Well, that might be
what. I don't know if that's her normal face. Or just
isn't that that's quite soon before she died, isn't it? When did she die?
Oh,
I mean, as
a couple of years after, I think.
As classic royalists, we both know this, but we're just pretending we don't, so that we don't look uncool to all our Republican listeners. I think this is what killed her.
Well, it might have been, even if it was. I've got a feeling it would have been a couple of years later. 2022, 8 September 2022.
It's the infection, wasn't it? It's the infection.
It could take, because he's got the best doctor and everything, so it would have taken quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's have a look. So, the royal family was stunned that Queen Elizabeth was unfazed by the bite attack and even tried to bite Batboy back. Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
That made Batboy have even more respect for her. That's nice, isn't it? That the old Queen and Batboy got on. I like that.
You've got 2 power players now.
Yeah.
2 power players on the world stage. They were doing a little dance. One bite, another bite. Respect. That's how it works.
Game knows game. In fact, when Batboy
do you know what? A couple of real players.
Yeah.
A couple of real geopolitical players.
The Queen hinted she may have him back in 6 months to have him knighted. These were selling their arms. How they should have done that. That would have been genius. Richard Branson was kind enough to have Batboy flying back to West Virginia on a private jet, which Batboy loved. He hung upside down in the luxury bedroom suite on board. Batboy did not rest at all. He wants to spread good cheer and hope around the world. So he's out singing Christmas carols around West Virginia. Everyone loves when he sings stroke screeches. And then there's something about a spy cat, who's apparently some other character in the Weekly World News.
Yeah.
We'll lied over that.
Spy cat leads penguins in Christmas carols at the CIA. I mean, you could just do a spin-off series about Weekly World News, couldn't you?
Why? I had no idea. I just assumed it was like a bad tabloid where they just made up stories occasionally for fun. But
no, it's more like it was kind of it's almost proto-Onion, but like about tabloid and conspiracy and stuff.
Yeah, well, it would have been a sort of similar time actually, because I think that started in the early 90s as a print form. But then only kind of like it got big online in the mid 90s, or sort of early internet.
So I'm gonna, you'll like this. Me and you, we've both got differing, but both have musical bones, haven't we?
Yeah, we both enjoy a bit of music.
So I'm going to tell you about.
Most people do, to be fair, but
but also creating it as well.
Yes, yeah.
So Batboy's band is on the run, pursued by the FBI, Neil. His world tour is forced to go underground. The lights dim in Florida's man cave in Daytona, Florida. This reporter is sitting next to a concert promoter, Dick Hyman. "You're gonna love this," he enthuses. This is Batboy's All-Stars, first American concert on its world tour. Yet the gig is being advertised only as B-Boy's Bunch. The FBI's on our tails, Dick says. "Why? I have no friggin' idea. They raided Batboy's cave a couple of weeks ago. There's a lot of weird out there, my friend. There's rumors that Batboy's a Russian agent. He's manipulated the last election through mind control and Jewish laser beams. He's the cause of the pandemic." He adds, "We've also heard that An adult FBI agent has a fear of bats. You know, there are half a dozen black town cars parked down the street. Let's just watch the show. The room goes black. Then a spotlight at the top of the stage. An alabaster skinned alien guitarist in flowing white gowns starts playing Jimi Hendrix' Star Spangled Banner
It's just
while
Prince.
floating high above the stage floor. The sound seems to swirl all around the small concert hall. The reporter's impressed. I can't even see the wires. There ain't any. That's P-Lad, an alien. You really want your mind blown? His guitar isn't even plugged into anything. He doesn't use an amp. The reporter is very impressed.
Mm.
Then the band is on stage, each one playing a little intro. Nice. Behind the big, where you go, and on drums, and on bass. So behind the biggest drum kit ever is Bigfoot. Not only toiling his drumsticks, but eating them too. On bass is Big Fingers, who resembles a great ape after a run-in with a trash compactor. Only 3 feet tall, he could even be your Eastern European grandfather. Probably unnecessary. On a Hammond B3 organ equipped with Leslie speakers, the very versatile Manigator. He manages to tickle the keys using not only his bony fingers, but also his undulating muscular alligator tail. The sound is of the deepest of purples. A very jovial, arse backwards man who is, well, arse backwards, leaps onto the stage playing an intro tune on both alto and tenor sax simultaneously. The tenor he plays using his lips, the alto, use your imagination. Everyone's favourite ankle biter, Little Monkey Man, is on percussion. A man, his intro is all sorts of Cirque du Soleil on steroids, with the little guy bouncing from conga drum to conga drum before jumping onto a monkey bar that includes a cowbell, triangle, and various chimes. With a Janis Joplin howl, Bigfoot Hooker appears. Scat singing and bouncing a tambourine off bodily parts never considered targets before. And the big star arrives. And last but not least, Batboy is center stage with his phenomenal shriek, pounding out deafening power chords on his guitar that sound like thunder. The band expertly tears into songs, song after song, classic power rock, but more. They cover other band songs, although Stairway to Heaven in polka is kind of odd until you get used to it, as well as originals. The later consisting of songs of alienation, plus a couple about poop and deer ticks. At a certain point, the reporter notices 2 gigantic swine in the stage wings. Flanking the band, Dick Hyman seems to read my mind. That's Frankel and Hogzilla. They're our security team. Please note their long, sharp, owie tusks in their tongue. And the big finale. By now, Bigfoot Hooker is doing an exotic dance, emulating the old stripper balloon dances but using large boulders, accompanied by arse backwards man on reeds. There is a disturbance in the audience. A man in swimming trunks and wearing the kind of laminated hairstyle known only to Gumby and mannequins tries to get on the stage. Hey baby, it's Maddie baby, he yells at Bigfoot Hooker. He seems familiar, the scribe says in passing. Some local politician act, Dick replies. Gantz, grapes. The guy makes it to the stage and he's met by Hogzilla on the right and Frankenswine on the left. After a brief game of human ping pong, the porcine pals launch Matty into the mosh pit, which backs off instinctively and lets him hit the concrete floor. Don't worry, says Dick. His hair broke his fall. The band launches into its own heaviest of heavy versions of the classic psychedelic hit Fire as a finale. Everyone is on top form.
Crazy one of half the period.
In the later part of the song, Batboy lets out a shriek that lasts for a solid minute. He makes Freddie Mercury sound like Johnny Cash. Then Batboy goes even higher for another 90 seconds. The sound of the applause is so off the charts, it drowns out the sounds of the eyeglasses shattering in the audience and the 6,000 dogs howling around the town. Then just when you think it can't get any better, the rear curtain opens up and reveals the Jersey Devil. Wings flapping and breathing fire. Dick leans in. That cost us a fortune. This guy has major BO. We had to hose him down with a glade before each show. The crowd's in ecstasy, and then the police sirens blare. It's the FBI! Announced the bullhorn. Bite me, screeches Batboy in a range that I couldn't possibly reach. A dozen men in dark suits and sunglasses charge into the pitch-black concert hall and immediately fall over, still dashing forward. Dick chuckles. Yeah, it pays to wear sunglasses while charging you to a dark room. The FBI agent tumbles forward, now entangled, yelling, and heading for the mosh pit. The moshers give the government agent space. The FBI men land in a heap, resembling a mound of slithering, sock-wearing worms. Strange. Their voices echo through the hall. The audience is now entertained. Put on your flashlight. What flashlight? Someone's hitting me with a rock. No, that guy's hair. Can I club him? Well, maybe a little. Dick leads the WWN reporter out of the venue. Eventually, the janitor will turn out the lights. He's been paid to be slow, and the agents will find that all of their cars have been made roasty toasty by the Jersey Devil. You don't mess with Jersey. Dick smiles. We're going underground with this tour. That's a first. All the Batboy fans know where to go and get the information. Several top-notch headliner bands have pledged to have Batboy as their opening act at a moment's notice. For civilians, just look for B-Boys All-Stars or something weird. I have great ideas for the tour. We offered out the Loch Ness Monster to join the West Coast leg. Nessie just nails it on bagpipes, and I've got ideas for merchandise. He holds up a napkin. Imagine this on a t-shirt. The napkin reads, Batboy 21 Tour, banned in the USA.
Nice.
The reporter laughs and walks down the road with the promoter. It's like witnessing history being made. I've seen the future of rock and roll, Neil, and his name's Batboy. There you go. Bit
Well,
of
that
fun.
was something.
It was something. So,
That was good.
I'm just going to go through some headlines now, Neil.
I was going to
So,
say Taylor Swift's mentioned quite a bit. I don't know if you've noticed.
what on the more
They seem to
recent
be
ones?
inferring that she's having
An
Batboy's
affair.
children or affair with Batboy. Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
I always thought that American football guy was a bit of a beard.
Mm.
Know what I mean?
He's no Batboy, is he?
No.
He's no
I think who is?
PhD ape.
He's no hooker Sasquatch.
Good Lord.
So let's have a look. Batboy fights in Iraq. It's a good one.
Yeah,
Tony
didn't you
Blair.
say there was a thing about where's the one about him capturing Saddam Hussein?
Well, I've just got the headlines here.
Oh, okay.
US plans to clone army. So I've got this article. US plans to clone army of Batboys to fight terrorism. If that's of any interest to you. The US Army War College in Carlisle, PA, has strongly advised the Pentagon to create hundreds of thousands of Batboy clones to help with their war on terror. If the bold but controversial plan is enacted, War College analysts are convinced that the army of Batboys could be used to protect the US interests at home and abroad and drive out insurgencies and Al Qaeda terrorists of Iraq. And once Batboys are cut loose in Afghanistan, say the experts, it would just be a matter of time before they flushed out terrorist mastermind Osama bin Laden. Batboy has the genes we need to create the army of the future, says a War College source. The United States is a mighty country, and we can continue to throw billions of dollars into military technology and continue a fighting war where technology doesn't make a lot of sense. Batboy clones would change all this in a hurry. They won't need expensive technology and the hardware because they do their best fighting stripped to the skin.
Yeah, it's true.
We envisaged them using their blinding speed, nimble and unpredictable moves, ability to see in the dark and bat-like radar, sharp fangs, and remarkable simian strength to take this war to the next level. The great thing about cloning Batboys is all his duplicates will mature as rapidly as he did. They'll be ready for duty in 2 or 3 years, and nobody can complain because we're talking about Batboys. It's not like they're human beings. Terrifying portents into the future. Neither the Pentagon nor the Department of Defense is talking about the War College's recommendations, but one thing's clear. Analysts who think Batboy is somehow less than human are in sharp disagreement with those who know him best.
Yeah.
Dr. Ron Dillon, the geologist who found the little guy. Dr. Ron Dillon, the geologist who found the little guy with his ankle wedged in a rock in a cave in West Virginia in 1992, said, the creature's at least half human, and he might be completely human. For all we know, there might be a member of a race of men that evolved underground, but otherwise, at their level of genes and chromosomes, are human in every way. but it's unclear how the issue of Batboy's humanity might play out. But as the news of the War College's recommendations continue to leak like olive oil from a colander, pundits are eager to tackle the issue that could hold the public's interest for years. Some already want to know why no one's asking Batboy if he even wants to be cloned. The fact that not even the brass hats at the Pentagon can bend Batboy to their will proves that the cloning project might be dicey at best.
Yeah.
The last time the Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld had a one-on-one with Batboy over an ugly incident, which Batboy was accused of looking up an army nurse's dress. Well, Batboy cocked his leg and peed over Rummy's desk before jumping out the window, squealing and squawking like a banshee all the way, said a Pentagon source. So if my bosses are expecting him to bend over on his cloning thing, well, they might just be in for a rude shock. Other insiders think Batboy may well jump at the chance to give up a few genes for the cloning project. Don't forget, Batboy volunteered for duty on the front lines of one of the most dangerous wars, one of the dangerous and unpredictable wars that ever fought, Afghanistan, says a Department of Defense source. Oddly enough, if Batboy is cloned, other source in Washington, oddly enough, if Batboy is cloned, say other sources in Washington, the medical work may have to be done in Afghanistan or Iraq because it might be illegal in the US.
Ooh.
You better believe we've got this lawyers all over this thing, says one of those sources. If Batboy's genes even look like they might be human, there's going to be trouble. And there's your Batboy, Neil.
Well, I'm going to give is one last one. Perhaps,
yeah, let's go for it, mate.
Have, Chris. Batboy to be next Pope. Cardinals all agree. On the same day, Pope Benedict the 16th had an emotional send-off in St. Peter's Square. It is announced that the Batboy will be the next Pope. Many of the cardinals would choose Benedict's successor in St. Peter's Square for his final audience. Word quickly spread they'd already made their selection. Batboy is the odds-on favourite, said a source in Vatican City. Cardinals felt it was time that a mutant became Pope. They want to see new blood in the papacy. And there's no one with newer blood than Batboy. You got a picture of him out and they'll crown him with the old little helm.
The old pontiff cap.
Yeah. Cardinal Peter Turkson of Guyana was considered the favourite until Batboy said he'd consider leading the 1.3 billion Catholics. Irish gambling site Paddy Power is offering odds of 3-2 over Batboy. He had support for the Cardinals from North America, South America, Asia, and from Poland. The European Cardinals want to have a European Pope, but the overwhelming desire to have Batboy sit on the papal throne won out. Nuns in Vatican City were jumping for joy at the thought of Batboy as Pope. We all love Batboy, said Sarah Mystery Petrillo. We're already preparing his first bloody meal. Batboy will be the first non-European, non-human to lead the Catholic Church in more than a millennium. Many insiders say the Batboy knows better than anyone on the planet what it's like to be persecuted. Batboy is the only being on the planet that truly understands Christ, the Father, the Son, and Batboy, said a cardinal the conclave. The Vatican official said cardinals will begin meeting on Monday to confirm that. Oh, they didn't do the black smoke, white smoke thing, but other than that was well done.
Would you like to? I've got a page here of kids' letters to Batboy.
Oh well, why not?
Why not? Eh? I'm having fun. Since he was first found in a West Virginia cave in '92, Batboy has captured the world's imagination like no other half-human celebrity. Children are especially taken with the pint-sized mutant. Like them, he is an outsider in an outsized world. Many of these youngsters have taken crayon in hand to write to their hero. And here we share the best of those notes below. Since Batboy has a rather limited vocabulary, consisting primarily of scree, we have taken the liberty of interpreting the answers.
Fair enough.
Dear Batboy, we were learning about bats in class, and my teacher said bats like to eat earbugs. Is that true? If so, what bugs do you eat? Batboy prefer human foods, especially hot dog with sauerkraut. He say he get plenty of bug parts in every bite. Satire, Neil. That's satire, isn't it?
Oh. Roasting the meat industry.
Burning.
Actually, years before everyone started worrying about processed foods, Chris.
Huh?
Years before everyone was worrying about processed foods, I imagine.
It was
satire was bang on the money.
Satire's always bang on the money, isn't it?
Way ahead of his time.
Dear Batboy, I saw that a video of you in New York riding the subway on the Weekly World News website. How did you get on top of the train? Did you buy a token, and where were you going? Batboy hopped across a Southboard Express to Coney Island to get some of his beloved hot dogs. Seems
This is
to be
pretty into
innocent.
hot dogs. Yeah,
Oh, when in New York.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. What was
Um,
the quote from Crocodile Dundee?
hmm?
You can live on them, but they taste like shit or something.
What?
Oh, wasn't there something? Some old thing on Crocodile Dundee for some reason popped in my head there.
Oh, Crocodile
Even though I haven't
Dundee.
seen it in about 25 years. There's
Hmm.
some whole thing about how can you live on these? Because
Oh,
the first
right,
time he's
like
ever had a hot
witch
dog,
tea
Paul
grubs.
Hogan.
Oh, right.
Well, it was the
Oh,
other way
right.
around because he's like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
eating
yeah.
witchy grubs, and it's like, oh, can you live on them? Yeah, but they taste
Hmm.
like shit. And then they reverse it when they're in New York with hot
Oh,
dog.
it's
Hey,
nice, isn't it?
so
Do you know what? Like
because in many ways New York's like a jungle of its own, Chris, and he had to found his feet.
a concrete jungle.
Yeah,
It's quite a nice turn of phrase. I might use that again.
yeah. I don't suppose that's ever. Yeah,
I don't think so.
no,
I don't
you
think
should
so.
copyright and trademark it.
I would have heard of it.
You would have come across it, yeah, definitely.
We're deep into the reading and that, aren't we?
Yeah,
Words and
but I've got a
things.
reading age of 13,
That's
almost.
not bad, no.
Not bad.
That's not bad. Not bad at all. That means that you are currently the most literate person in the UK.
Yeah.
Dear Batboy, how comes you got such big ears? I thought bats used elocution sick to see stuff in dark. Batboy uses his oversized ears to echolocate, which is a bat's version of sonar.
Yeah.
To actually see in the dark, one uses a flashlight. Dear Bat Dude, have you ever gone surfing? Only if you count subway surfing.
Hey.
See, this is probably where you're getting your subway stuff from.
Yes, yeah.
Bat Boy, are you a vampire boy? And do you drink blood and sleep in a coffin? I think it's very reasonable.
Well, it's a fair question.
Bat Boy is not a vampire. He must be red-blooded, but he doesn't drink it. He might be red-blooded, but he doesn't drink it.
All right, fair enough.
Dear Bat Boy, you know what would be awesome? If you and Bigfoot became professional wrestlers, you could be a tag team. Bigfoot could pick you up and throw you at the opponents. And when you see Bigfoot, ask him what he thinks. Batboy is scared of Bigfoot, so it's unlikely they would team up. And I'm going to leave that one there.
It's like that his character expanded a bit afterwards, isn't it?
Mhm.
He got from there to sort of gigging and stuff. I will say as well, those letters read less like letters from children than by a
Yes,
journalist making them up. But yeah,
I wouldn't know anything
not like we've
wouldn't
ever
know
done
anything
anything of this
about that,
sort.
Neil. I think
Yeah,
you know. Let's not start turning over
I'm
stones.
throwing stone. Yeah,
You're turning over. You're looking where you're not meant to be looking.
yeah. No, you're quite right.
Do you know
Should
what's
spoil
under
the
there,
fun.
Neil? Millipedes.
Nothing anyone
Millipedes.
needs to see.
Millipedes. Millipedes of destruction of your reputation.
Yeah,
So, think on.
many-footed bastards.
So,
Yeah.
Neil, you had enough of Batboy?
Yeah, that's probably enough, isn't it? It
Call
was
it?
good though. I liked it. We
It's
said we are going to go
something.
something a bit lighter, and
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize the whole thing was just. I knew it started weekly.
You didn't
World Cup.
realise he's the most developed comedy character ever written after Alan Partridge.
Yeah, pretty much. So 30 years of material. Jesus, I liked him meeting Queen Elizabeth. That was good,
That was
and I like
good.
that she bit back. That
Yeah,
was
do you know
great.
what? Do you know what? That was a real Love Actually moment, wasn't it, Neil?
Yeah,
Yeah, real Love Actually moment. Like where like when Hugh Grant had to go at the American president and that, and everyone, all British, stand up and cheer. Yeah,
yeah.
it's like that, isn't it? Do that with Donald Trump, shouldn't we? Yeah, fuck the jobs and all that. Who cares? We're all babies now. What's diplomacy? Um, so Batboy Neil.
Right, scoring then.
For new people, we have a scoring system. It's scientific. It's a matrix which we developed with the people at IBM,
Yep.
and it's the only fair way of scoring them, really.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, Neil, your score out of 10 for spookiness, Batboy.
Um, it starts kind of spooky because kind of like a bat in a cave, but he's kind of I'm going to go for a 5. He's kind of he looks a bit terrified, but actually he gets up to all sorts of ventures, and you don't want to judge a book by its cover, do you? I think by the time 30 years hence, we've he's playing in bands, he's meeting the Queen, he's running for president.
He's very much our times mod. He's very much sort of a Forrest Gump character,
Well,
isn't he?
yeah, no, he's that kind of Zealy Forrest Gump kind of getting involved in all sorts of things. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have him sort of like yeah, it's so yeah. I don't think he looks kind of terrifying, but I think yeah, it's Well, let's face it, there's far more terrifying things running for president these days. So, yeah, 5 out of 10 for me.
5 out of 10.
Well, if you run
So
into him in the dark, he would scare you. But
yeah, so it's a
got to
difficult
know him, you probably get on.
it's a difficult one for me because it actually did scare me when I was a kid.
Yeah, there's that.
But it doesn't at all now. So, what do you make of that, Neil? How do you pass that?
I can't. I
It's a
can't.
Gordian knot, Neil.
Yeah.
So 5 it is.
Well, deal with that,
Believability.
perhaps.
Um, very believable.
I mean, multiple stories in an
Lots of
established
evidence.
newspaper over 30 odd years.
So
Lots
it's a
of
nine,
eyewitnesses.
nine,
It's
nine
got
for
a
me. It's a nine. The
yeah.
only
It's
the only reason why it's not a 10 is because I haven't personally met him.
well, I was gonna say it's a 9 for me, but it's only because it's not been replicated over other newspapers. But there is a wiki article on it. I mean,
Mhm.
I guess they've just not been as savvy as the Weekly World News. So you know,
Well, I mean, from what I understand,
or he's been cancelled or something.
no, from what I understand, he put a slap order on
Ah,
on a load of. He basically had an exclusive thing with the Weekly World News. He put a slap order on everyone
and all the
else.
rest. Yeah, savvy. Good. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Like, it's not easy living in a cave. It's
No, we're just going to get
complicated.
judged. So you were
Takes a lot of thinking.
sympathetic journalists, don't you? Yeah. How many of
Exactly.
those are around? Oh,
What
yeah, good luck
to
with
the
that.
likes of us, Neil? Do you know what they've been calling us, Neil? And careful, ladies present.
Yeah.
They've been calling us the modern answer to Dharma and Greg. You being Greg, me being the Dharma.
Yeah.
Every Dharma. So, narrative premise.
That brilliant sitcom from the 90s.
I'm crazy. I'm business.
Wacky lady, me in suits. How would they get on?
I like flowers. I like books. All right. Can like both.
Maybe we could do a spreadsheet of your aura. I assume those
Oh,
are all.
Greg, put the laptop down and eat the dream catcher. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that's American sitcoms. Now, narrative premise of
Plenty
Batboy.
of good ones, but yeah,
Pretty,
that was the
pretty
example
big.
of a very bad one. Sorry, what's the
NP.
narrative premise? Well, I mean,
It's good, isn't it?
it's
It's
going to be
big.
another 9 because
Mm.
he's all over the show. He's
Yeah.
in bands. He's meeting the Queen. He's running for president. He's just
He caught Saddam.
catching Saddam. He's leading on the front line of the Iraq War. Yeah, he's all over the show. Hot times with Taylor Swift
And Beyonce and
and
Bigfoot.
Beyonce and Bigfoot, and just man, he's all over. Yeah. Oh,
What a night.
what?
Oh, room for a little one. Mind if I do? No, I'm only joking. No, but
But seriously,
yeah, but seriously.
yeah, no, 9 for me. So, yeah, no, there's almost more than I can cope with.
Yeah, it's a good fun. It's good fun, and it went on for a long time,
Yeah,
and they took it where it needed to go, i.e., as fucking silly as they could. So
yeah,
I'm giving them a 9 as well. And reach, pretty big, pretty big. I think my mum knows. I think my mum would know Bat Boy.
yeah. It's entirely possible. It's kind of yeah. Obviously, it's not a historic one. It's only been around since the 90s, but yeah, I think it is pretty well known actually. This
Yeah,
is also,
I'm going to give it a 9 for reach now
I mean,
because
go for it.
sorry, no. So the reason being because we always say, would our parents know about it?
Yeah,
And I know that my mum would know about it, but I don't know if that's peculiar to her having worked in newsagents.
yeah. I
So,
was going to say, I guarantee my parents wouldn't have a clue what I was talking about. So I don't know how generally well known it would be.
yeah.
I think it's more kind of like
But
people
it's
in
been in The
shows.
Simpsons, Family Guy.
Yeah.
It's played like it's a big enough character that it's been in all of these sort of really
No. I'm
big,
going to give
well-known
it an A
shows.
because I think it is. It's again, it's not like one where everyone knows it, but yeah, I think it is really well known. And it's weird to me that I mean, as I say, the fact that you
You right there,
went over
mate.
to the UK, it's kind of like yeah, I bigger than you'd expect really for something that started as a satirical set of articles in the
Yeah.
is it in, actually what Weekly World News is it? I'd always assumed again it was like a New York tabloid, but given that the original Batboy was in West Virginia,
No,
Is it?
but I
I mean,
think
it's the whole of the US, I guess.
yeah,
Isn't
it
it?
is. It's just
Covering.
it was America
It's just
wide.
a
Yeah,
tabloid for the whole of. Yeah, I don't know why.
not the National Enquirer. That was what it was taking off the National Enquirer.
Yeah. Oh no, it's based in Los Angeles and New York. To be fair.
What the Weekly World News,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, for some reason I was associated with New York. I don't know why. I know
Okay,
there's a
you've
lot.
just got New York on it. It's because you've been to New York.
Yeah, maybe I just
It's
associate too many
confirmation
things with New
bias.
York. And as someone I knew at university pointed out, New
New
York's
York's a
quite
big
a big
state.
state. Yeah, no, it's fair enough because it's kind of like he said he lived in New York, and I'm kind of like thinking, oh, you're in
Yeah,
Manhattan or whatever. He's
Manhattan.
like, it's yeah, we don't all live in Manhattan. It's quite a big state.
I live in Buffalo, actually.
They didn't say it like that, but I was kind of like, yeah,
Yeah, typical. I think I live in Buffalo, and we look down on New Yorkers.
yeah,
That's how they talk in Buffalo, isn't it? They all
nightmare.
work at the New Yorker magazine.
Nice.
Comes out Buffalo. I'm going to give it an 8 as well, Neil, which gives us a massive 62.
I think it might be the
Oof.
highest one thus far.
It's one of the big ones.
It's hitting on all four fronts pretty heavily.
Yeah, scariness was
Maybe
where
not
the
so
only
much
bit it fell down.
spookiness, just because,
Spookiness, yeah.
but kind of like, I mean, it makes me wonder, what would be the perfect urban legend? Because, trying to, get your popularity up there with your spookiness.
But what we've got to remember, though, is this isn't an urban legend.
Well, there is that, yeah. So therefore,
This is
the
just
scoring yet again has proved accurate. It's fallen down. It can't. It's a 3 out of 4 quadrant hit. It can't hit on all four fronts because it ain't really an urban legend. Yeah, it's kind of like just a
well,
fiction
that's the
story.
thing and that's why the tech whiz kids, IBM,
Sorted us out, didn't
came,
they? We insisted, you got to do it.
yeah,
Quadrant has to have 4,
sorry,
and we said,
guys.
can we just do 2? We're a bit lazy. Just
Mm.
no, got to have 4.
Yeah, we're Europeans. We need to go on
The
a 7 hour
weeks and
lunch.
months of remember us just debating what those were going to be.
Oh, it was a nightmare, wasn't it?
Definitely wasn't me making up 5 minutes before the first podcast or anything like that.
Do you remember when we came to blows over narrative or premise, and we ended up having to go to arbitration at court, and they
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
well, how about narrative and premise? And we eventually agreed
Begrudgingly went, oh,
after an awful lot of blood was spilled, though.
I mean, those things can't be unsaid, Chris. I'll say again.
I fucking believe everything that I said. I
Yeah,
stand by it.
yeah.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you're trapped into a contract for 100 series of this, Neil. I told you at the time it's a long contract. You said you needed the work.
Contract that
So,
expires when
unfortunately.
you do. So, as we discussed.
So that's it. That's it for this episode. So sorry
Yeah.
it's been so late. I'm sorry it's a bit of a silly episode, but we've got actual ghosts
Well,
and
getting back
monsters
into
and
the groove,
shit we're
and
going to look at this week.
what we
This
didn't want to
series.
do as well was to just come back and then have it interrupted again.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be in a place where we could do them week on week. So yeah, that's part of it as well. Yeah, I'm sorry for anyone who was who were hoping it would come back sooner, but yeah, I'm not going to be sorry that we had a bit of a break because we kind of
No,
needed
needed
it.
it.
But
And
yeah,
just to add very quickly to anyone who's still listening, please like and subscribe and all that jazz. And if you are someone who've listened to the episodes quite a lot and you enjoy them, and if you ever fancied like throwing us a fiver or something towards the costs, that'd be really nice. We've got a Ko-fi now, which is in the description. So if you fancy doing that, we'd really appreciate it just to cover the subscription costs
well, we
for
begging now, Chris. Is that what we're reduced to?
begging. It's not.
No, it's fine. No, yeah, no. If you're cool with doing that, then thank you very much. But any
You
feedback or
don't
anything
have
else,
to.
and
It's
thank
just
you for
if
listening.
you fancied it.
We
Yeah.
appreciate just you listening. So yeah, but I've no problem with that. But yeah, or just or any feedback or whatever you can you're able to get. Don't yeah. Fair
You
dues.
really, that's really funny about us having a co.
Sorry, no, I wasn't. You probably told me, but I'd forgotten about it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
No one has to do it, but it's there if you go, do you know what?
Fair enough.
I've listened to 7 series of 25
No,
episodes
no,
and I
do you know
fancy
what, Chris?
chucking them a fiver. Do you know what I
know
mean? No problem.
I've done that in the past to things I've liked, and
I'd subscribe to
I've
a lot
got
of stuff. Yeah.
patrons on Patreon.
Yeah.
You're not suggesting we do that, but
Nope.
but yeah, it's hey, never hurts. But yeah, as I say, but also
Yeah, you're gonna have to
just
get more.
listening or
You're gonna have
giving
to get more
feedback.
comfortable with us saying that we have a Ko-fi now.
Just a real superstar in the making, aren't
Yeah.
I? Anyway,
yeah, but you don't have to. Like, and don't stop listening just because I've said that, please.
No,
No
it's
one
fine.
gives a
It's
shit, man. No one
par
gives
for
a
the
shit.
course.
Like,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
so everyone, thank you. We are back, and we'll be back next week at the same time. And sorry it's been so long, but we love you, and we hope you're all doing okay, even though the world's pretty stressful at the moment. Fuck it, just look up, keep your world small, look after your friends and that,
Yeah, look after one another and try and be nice.
and yeah, if you want to leave comments and shit, like Neil or I will more than likely responds to them. So yeah,
Absolutely.
cool. All right, everyone, we love you very much, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.